Hello everyone, welcome to In the Kitchen with Tastebudzng. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a delicious pot of nsala. Nsala is also known as white soup. It's a delicacy from the eastern part of Nigeria. We have various methods of cooking nsala, but today I'm going to be showing you a unique way of making nsala in such a way that you get the traditional flavor and that mirror effect. Each time I cook nsala, people wonder, how come your nsala is so smooth? How come it's almost like a glaze? What do you do? So today, I'm going to be showing you the secret to making nsala that will give you that mirror effect. This is Tastebudzng. Here we teach you not just how to cook, but how to cook the authentic traditional recipes in our Nigerian menus. Okay? Before we start with the cooking for today, I'd like you to take a moment to look at the consistency of the soup. It is light. This is how it is served in the eastern part of Nigeria. Nsala is traditionally not meant to be very thick, but you can choose to get the consistency to be as thick as you would like it to be. Your preference. But I love to cook my nsala as light as it comes in the eastern part of Nigeria. So let's start with the cooking for today. I'm going to be steaming my goat meat with salt, some chopped onions, and a bit of seasoning cubes. Remember, you can choose to use whatever kind of protein that you like. Now, this goat meat is the male goat and it is very tender. So you do not need to steam it for more than 2 to 3 minutes. In this instance, I am cooking my nsala today with native chicken and tozo beef. Tozo beef is that part of the cow that has some delicious fat layering. So after steaming for 2 minutes, you pour in your already cooked tozo meat and your chicken. The liquid you saw me pour in first is called the uyaya broth. Now this is my already blended red onions. If you have watched my previous pepper soup videos, you'll know how I make my uyaya broth. In goes my blended red Scotch bonnet pepper. You can choose to use whatever kind of pepper you want, but remember today I am showing you the traditional recipe of nsala. So in goes my blended crayfish and I'm now going to stir. Now, there are 2 major secret ingredients to the traditional cooking of nsala that usually you wouldn't get on the blogs, but today I'm going to be showing you those 2 secret ingredients, and that is the okpehe and the uda spice. I just showed it to you, but I'm going to cover my pots to simmer with all of these ingredients, and then I'll be showing you how I will be processing my okpehe and the uda spice. So this is the goat meat. You can see it's already steamed. My tozo is almost as good as tender enough for me to eat. Same with my native chicken. The native chicken is very tough, and that is why I seasoned the native chicken and the tozo before I started cooking. Now it is time to pour in your cubed or your yam cubes. This yam cubes is going to serve as a thickener for your soup. Remember, if you're living in the States and the UK, out of the country, and you do not have fresh yam cubes, you can choose to make your processed yam powder into pounded yam and use it to thicken your soup. Some people will use gari, but today I am showing you the traditional, original recipe. So I'm going to be pounding my uda seed, and in goes my okpehe. You can choose to go through with this process using a food processor, but today I really want this cooking to be really quick, and I don't want to assemble my food processor and then get to wash it after the whole cooking. Nah, that's too much stress. So now I'm done pounding my okpehe and my uda. I mixed it with a bit of water to make a slurry, and in goes this mixture into my pot of ofe nsala. Remember to rinse your uyaya spice with a bit more water and pour everything into your cooking pot. Now, once your yam cubes are tender, they are soft, properly cooked, then it is ready to be pounded. You can see that on the table I already have pounded yam that I'm supposed to use in thickening my broth. Well, my staff actually prepared that for me, believing I wouldn't go through the stress of showing you how to boil the yams, but I just want you to see how to boil your yams, okay? And peradventure in this cooking, the yam that I have pounded isn't enough. I can always pick from the table in that glass bowl. So I took out all my cooked meat and goat meat, so I can now steam my dried catfish. The reason why I'm doing that is because I do not want my catfish to crumble. Now it is time to pound our cooked yam cubes. Remember, you can also go through with this process using your food processor. If you do not want to pound using a mortar and pestle, you can use a yam pounder, you can use your food processor, as long as you get the yams pounded in such a way that it is relatively smooth and good enough to thicken your soup. Now this is what my food processor looks like. Remember, you can choose to pound your yam in it or use the mortar and pestle. I'm going to be tossing my fish around so it can simmer on the other part. But while that is going on, I'm going to be putting in my already pounded yam because it is high time I thicken my broth. Remember, I have extra pounded yam on the table, so peradventure my soup isn't as thick as I would like it to be. All I have to do is to put in more pounded yam. You can thicken your ofe nsala to be as thick as you'd like it to be. Remember to top it up with water so you'll have enough soup broth to cook your entire protein when it is ready. I'm going to be allowing the yam to boil for about 5 to 10 minutes. Then I'm going to bring out my dried fish because at this stage my dried fish is properly cooked. Remember, you do not want your dried fish to crumble, but at the same time you want it to give off its flavor into the soup. That's the essence of putting the dried fish. It gives your ofe nsala a very rich flavor, rich and smoky flavor. That is what the dried fish does. Now it is time to use your wooden spatula to mash the pounded yam in your soup. If you want to wait for the soup to break the pounded yam, it's going to take a very long time, so I do not have that patience. I like to use a wooden spatula to help with the process of breaking into the soup. Now, at this stage, a lot of people will call it a day. The ofe nsala is actually ready, but remember I promised to show you how to get a mirror glaze, a smooth slurry. That is the ofe nsala that I will be showing you today, and there is no other way to get that mirror effect, that smooth slurry, other than filtering your soup broth through a sieve. Remember that the strainer has to look like this so you get every lump in the soup out of the strainer. Ta-da! Look at how beautiful our ofe nsala looks. It is smooth, it is delicious, and it is ready to receive all that delicious protein that we cooked earlier on. So guys, At this stage, our ofe nsala is ready and it is beautiful. So I hope after watching this video, you're not going to be cooking that lumpy ofe nsala that people will say, don't worry, when it's in the fridge, the lumps will disappear over time. No, get your ofe nsala on point. Get your ofe nsala game up. So now I'm just putting in my scent leaves, also known as anchao or eferi, and you can choose to omit this stage, this step, which is tossing in chopped red Scotch bonnet pepper. I basically just do this to serve as a garnish. It's not really necessary. But if you just want to have that bright red specks of pepper in your soup, I advise you do it. Just makes your soup look really nice and it shows that it was freshly prepared. So now it is time to reintroduce my already cooked dried catfish into my big pot of ofe nsala. Remember, you can use any dried fish that you have available. Remember, the essence of the dried fish is to give your soup that smoky, delicious flavor and aroma. So this is it. Our soup is all
now
ready.
It is time for the taste. Let's taste this food. Negodo fe. See correct soup.
Man, I need you guys to see this food. You can have it with pounded yam, like I'm having it now. You can also have it with fufu, but I don't like it with fufu. I like it with pounded yam. Now this is my tozo meat. Look at that tender fat on it. It's delicious. Chicken. And goat. Ezigbote anụ ewu. Anụ ewu gbalaba.